This week on Hollywood One-on-One.
This is our last stand. And if we lose, it will be a planet of apes.
We are definitely at odds with the apes, and so it's kind of this epic battle between the apes, the humans, and out of which either humanity or apes will survive.
Welcome to the world inside your phone, where everyone is expected to act one way their whole life.
Aw, snap! Ow.
We get to see this world inside the phone, which Sony Animation has done this incredible thing of making this larger-than-life, visually stunning world.
It's the one who say listen to the music all the time?
Is he mental?
Mental meaning slow. Was he slow?
No.
I always look at it this way, that my job as an actor is to be as open and available to a director. It's their painting, and I am perhaps a series of colors in their painting. So my job is to give them as many colors as possible.
Okay, here we go. And action.
Look who's back in the action. The apes are back on this planet, and that means Andy Serkis is once again going ape.
You're him. You're Caesar. I fight only to protect apes.
The events that happen at the beginning of this movie, the loss that Caesar faces and can't deal with, I think people will understand. And they're put into a position where they are asked the moral question: how would I deal with this situation if this happened to my family, to my people, to my tribe? You know, would I be full of all outrage and hatred? Will I be able to deal with it? Would I be able to forgive and move on?
He's a smart one, isn't he? What are you gonna name him?
Do they look like just apes to you?
He saved our lives.
He was remarkable.
Apes together! Strong!
That is one of the biggest, questions and themes of this movie. It's about empathy. Ultimately, this film is about the planet that we live on now. It resonates with the planet that we live on now. How empathetic can we be in a world that's becoming increasingly more fundamentalist?
When it is necessary to abandon our humanity, to save humanity. I play the colonel, and I have a bunch of soldiers, and we are definitely at odds with the apes.
They must pay. I will finish this. I offered you peace. I showed you mercy.
You talk about mercy? No matter what you say, eventually you'd replace us. That's the law of nature. So look what you've done.
Well, these are apocalyptic times, and the colonel feels that what he has to do is just and right and necessary in order to save humanity, and that does involve killing some apes.
It is my hope that out of this solemn occasion, a better world will emerge.
Like everyone else on this set, Woody Harrelson is in awe of the talents of Andy Serkis.
A world founded upon faith and understanding. A world dedicated to the wish for freedom, tolerance, and justice.
I think Andy's, one of the greatest actors I've ever seen. I think his ability to express himself as an actor is almost unparalleled. I loved working with him.
Also joining the War of the Planet of the Apes, Steve Zahn and Amia Miller.
He's an ape, a chimp that escapes from Portland Zoo and is living with other apes and was living in an abandoned ski lodge and has those other companions died, and he's been on his own, kind of a mountain ape for a long time.
How long have you been here?
Long time. Home.
And then on Caesar's journey, they run into him and discover him, and he's this little guy who's very excited to be around companions. He's been a little cabin fever, a little kind of odd dude, hoarder, who goes on the journey with them and provides a little bit of levity.
Are there more like you? More apes from zoo?
Dead. All dead. Long time. Human gets sick. Ape gets smart. Then human kill ape. But not me. I run.
Nova represents humanity and goodness, and she just kind of is the light in the movie, and she's just the breath of fresh air, and she also just brings out the good in Caesar because everything is just so dark, and she makes him see everything in like a different light, and I'm glad she does because things are going downhill.
You learn to speak.
Listen, human. Bad ape. Bad ape.
And how did they find their inner ape on this set?
I wanted to have like ape mannerisms just because I'm like with them a lot, and plus I had to take Terry actually helped me, like he was like, okay, you're gonna inhale, and as you exhale you're gonna become an ape. And then yeah, so I was just like having like some similarities between them.
I worked so hard at trying to master being a chimp down to how is it different that they look around, and breaking it down to minute things to the point of where I could forget about it and just play a character. That was really the struggle for me in this, and so I really didn't think about playing an animal at all. I just played this kind of guy.
Apes together, strong. We ought to make an end. Apes together, strong.
Have you come to save your apes? I came for you.
Still ahead on Hollywood One-on-One.
Oh, I'm never eating another piece of candy ever again.
High five, don't do it. Don't you do it. It's already been in there once.